This episode is brought to you by ThinkNear. Their location score platform delivers the most accurate location targeting available on mobile. Visit them at locationscore.com.
This is the Mobile Commerce Minute with your hosts, Rob Woodbridge and Chuck Martin.
You have found the Mobile Commerce Minute. My name is Rob.
And Chuck over here.
Chuck, NFC isn't DOA. Surprise!
No, it's not at all. For the longest time, near field communication, or NFC, has been basically a technology looking for a kind of a place to go. And it always wanted to go to mobile payments. And finally, Apple finally brought NFC into their phones with Apple Pay this year. But for that to work, you have to have terminals that can accept NFC transactions, basically a kind of a chicken and egg 101 situation where we are. But if you look at, there's a new study that came out by the 8 group called Mobile Proximity Payments, a Disruption in the Force. They see that NFC terminal penetration this year is going to reach 1 million, 2 million next year, and 8 million by the year 2020. And the bigger numbers, the dollar volume, we're looking at going from $8 billion in proximity payments, mobile payments, this year to 487 billion within 5 years. So these are some pretty big numbers. Now, we've all been, some people say NFC means not for commerce, and there've been a lot of people, I'm not saying I agree with that, I'm just saying that's what people say in the market. But some of the other things that are going on around NFC are really interesting. I happened to attend a meeting of the NFC Forum in Boston, and a lot of the discussion there had nothing to do with payments. Payments was just, oh yeah, NFC does that too, but let's talk about what NFC can do. And some of the highlights, for example, Nathan Neal from Purple Deck Media, he talked about one of the challenges around NFC, saying basically retailers aren't sure which platform to go with or which hardware to purchase. So there's a lot of confusion. Things that were mentioned at the NFC Forum in terms of what NFC is being used for and can be used for, washing machine breaks. For example, you have a washing machine, it breaks, and what happens now is the repairman comes out, finds out what part it needs, leaves, and then has to come back some other day with that part. And now with NFC, you simply tap on the machine, it gives you the part number, you call, and then you say, here's the code, and they know exactly what's wrong with it and then come out and fix it. Television sets, you tap on the tag on a TV, and within the first year of ownership, you get all the warranty information. On the second year that you own it, because it knows how long you've owned it, you get a code if there's something wrong with the TV. Year 3, you tap on that same code and you receive the latest information about new TVs on the marketplace or related products. Furniture, you have a chair at home, you tap on the chair, I want another chair just like this, it's got the code built in, order now, bang, away you go. The concept is that everything will have a tag in it, because these tags are really inexpensive. When I was at this event, David Shalaby, the president of TapTrack in Toronto, he created an NFC tag for me in probably 10 seconds, maybe it was 15, but it was very quick. He programmed it to a website, tapped the phone to it, we got the site instantly, and then we watched on the dashboard the tracking of that tap. So these companies, the TapTracks, the Purple Domain, and others, they basically are dealing with essentially dynamic content to the same tag. So you create a tag one time, but there's a back end doing everything after.
You know, it seems like NFC can play a huge role in commerce support, right? So that when you can actually add this, instead of buying from NFC or as a result of NFC, it's much more about product information. Does this replace the standard barcode, for example? Do you see something like that happening with NFC?
Well, right now, the cost of doing NFC it's almost nothing. Mm-hmm. You'll love this. One of the companies there had this whole strip of things called ISIS. And I said, what's that? And they said, we were doing these are payment tags for ISIS. I said, well, you can toss that away. Anyway, but the bottom line is these tags they can now be put on just about anything, and they can be on packaging. They're good. They are on packaging. And what I'm saying is that you're going to be able to essentially, it's the behavior that has to change so that people get used to tapping things, and then they'll tap something it doesn't have. It's like a child going to a screen at a TV store, and they want to go extend the screen. It doesn't do it. So that's a case where the behavior is created first. In this case, we have to embed all of the technology and then get people used to tapping.
Don't forget to come back for our next episode.